Hi everyone, I'm Micheline from Americana Long Arm Quilting. We do custom quilting and long arming, and you can find a link to our website in the description below. This is Bullet, Willow, Ranger, Domino, and Sarge is laying on the floor over there. And as you might guess, Willow sit, good Willow. Domino sit, sit, good Domino. As you may have guessed, this video is about these lovely pets of mine. Now, if you have cats, dogs, even if you have little children, what I'm going to make today is really going to be a helpful item, and we're going to do it out of an inexpensive sheet set. Stay with me. Okay. So this video is not just if you have pets, so stay with me. But if you do have pets, you know how a cat will have a favorite chair to sit on, or your dogs will jump up on your bed? I know mine do. That's where this inspiration came from. And online, you can find all these specialty covers for your couch or your chairs or your bed that won't let the hair from your pets whittle down into the chair, okay? So that's what we're doing today. But you know what? If you've got small children, a baby that you want to put on the ground, you can make one of these and put all their little toys around them, let them play on the ground. You can put one of these in your car for emergencies. You can make one of these just to practice your quilting, and it doesn't cost you much at all. So I got this sheet set. It's from a place called Ollie's, which is kind of a discount store. I don't know how widespread Ollie's is. I know it's pretty prevalent here in the South. But, you know, go to Walmart, buy a cheap set of sheets. This is a queen size sheet set. It was $19.99. Not bad. This is 55% cotton and 45% poly. So about 50-50 there. And it's got a flat sheet. It's got a fitted sheet, and it's got a couple pillowcases. So we'll use the pillowcases as pillowcases probably, because where I want to use this is in that bedroom where I did the log cabin quilt, because doggone it, the cat keeps going in there and laying on my quilt. And, you know, I don't want to have to continue to wash the quilt so that it stays clean. I would rather keep it clean and then uncover it when guests come and just have to go wash this stuff, right? So there's my pillowcases. I'm going to set that to the side. Here is the nice big flat fitted sheet, and it's whatever size. Let's see here. What size does it say? Hang on a second. Got to get some glasses. I think it said what size the Yep, a flat sheet. This flat sheet is 90 by 102. Now the fitted sheet says it's 60 by 80. So that's the size of the top of the bed. So what we're going to do with and this is going to be our backing, okay? The fitted sheet, what we're going to do is simply take all this elastic stuff out. Right? I'm just going to cut it, and then I'll just cut around it, get all that elastic stuff out, find the corners, take the corners out until I get a nice flat piece of fabric. No piecing whatsoever. This is going to be the top of my quilt. This is going to be the back of my quilt. I'm going to get some batting, and we're going to get it put up on Eleanor, and we'll do a pretty design on it. And there's going to be so much of this left that I'll bind it with this. And then we will have a perfect pet bed cover to use. I made one of these out of a couple of just old sheets that I had around the house for my bed, and it has been working amazing. The dogs will sometimes get on the bed with us in the middle of the night. We won't know that they've gotten up there until all of a sudden we can't move, and then we realize we're covered in dogs. Well, gosh, my comforter was just getting filthy. Now I just take that little lightweight quilt, throw it in the washing machine, boom, done, and nothing is getting ruined. Okay, Let me get this sheet cut up and I'll show you what it looks like when it's all cut up, okay? All right, I've trimmed off all of this stuff. It just makes it easier when you can stretch it out flat. Here's a corner, right? So there's the corner. There we go. Now all I'm going to do is just cut that corner right out. Don't have to be particularly neat about it. There you go. Now what I'll do is I'm going to take it over to my big table. I'm going to press it nice and flat, and then I'll work on cutting it, cutting one of these ends off. Like that end, I can leave that end and cut it straight along that way, or I can cut this part off and leave it straight this way. So I'll see which way makes more sense when I get it over the table and press it flat. All right, I've pressed my sheet flat. I decided to take what is essentially the top of the sheet and the bottom of the sheet, what would go at the head and the foot of the bed. I took that off because that maximized the amount of fabric that I could get out of my sheet set. I folded it up while I was at my big table, and I put some pins in it so it wouldn't move around. And now I'm going to trim up this edge down here really nicely. I think I'm going to have to take these pins out. They're my drapery pins, so they're not flat like your quilting pins are. Put them where they belong. Okay. So I'm going to go over here like this and just take and trim this stuff off. That should be nice and straight now. There we go. I'm going to do that to the other side, and then I'll take it back over to the table, refold the sheet so I can get to the sides. Then I'm going to take a final measurement, and then I'll come back over here, get the flat sheet, press it, get it, cut it down to 4 inches wider than this all the way around. So essentially 8 inches wider and 8 inches longer. That way the back will be ready to put on the long arm machine. All right, let me get the other end cut. All right, so I've loaded the back of the quilt onto my machine. I've basted the top of the backing material on the machine. Now it's time to baste the top. And this would, of course, normally be a beautiful pieced quilt. And today it's just a plain sheet. And that's okay. We are doing something fun today. Let me see if I can get it in here, right? Okay, I'm going to take this and I'm going to line it up to my basting stitch. Just like so. And you can see that I've brought my fabric all the way down here to where I can easily reach it. Once I get the top basted, then I'll roll it up so that I can have a lot of room to work. Okay, but right now we're going to do a basting stitch. Come over here, like so. Pull up my bobbin thread like that. Do another single stitch, and then I'm just going to start my basting. I don't know how much of this you can see. Yeah, you can see a pretty good bit. This is how I start every quilt. that I put on my machine. I baste the top of it. Just have to play with it a little bit there. Okay, now I'm going to pull my bobbin thread up again and cut that off. So I can cut both the bobbin and the top thread. All right, now I'm going to unclip it. See how fast I can do this. Don't need this video to be 40 minutes long, right? Okay. Now I'm going to extend it on up. So I've got a lot of room to work with here. Okay. Tighten that back down. Put my clips back on to hold my quilt in a nice tight way. Not too tight. You want a little bit of play in it. Okay. Now I'm going to kind of flip this guy up and work with my batting here. I float all my quilts. So I don't have, so the only place presently that the batting and that the top fabric are attached is up there on the basting stitch. They're not attached to the machine itself, only the back is. Okay. Get that out of the way so I can see. Okay. Try and make this straight. There we go. Just takes a little bit of finagling. Okay, now I'm going to go back up here, and first of all I'll put my clips on. That holds down my quilt rather than having to baste it on this edge here. I just use these clips. Now I'm going to pull up my bobbin thread again, like so, stitch, and now I'm going to baste down the edges. All right, that's as far as I can get on this side. Now I'm going to do that to the other side, and then I will show you what pattern I've chosen to use on this fun project. Shut Eleanor off so you can hear me talking. Okay, so this is Whirlwind. It's an edge-to-edge pattern. I like my quilting not so dense. Somebody else might like theirs a little bit denser. I like it this size. Now, you might say, hey, why'd you pick out such a dark color? It's a soft brown, and I thought it played really nice with this kind of peachy pink sheet. And here's the reason I picked this color of sheet and that color of brown. So this dog cat blanket, if you will, is going in my spare bedroom where I have the log cabin quilt on the bed. That's the quilt I'm trying to protect. So I thought these colors played really well with the Cocoa Pink by Laundry Basket quilts that I made that quilt out of. It's just a fabulous line and I love it. So I kind of wanted this to coordinate it, and it's pinks and browns and things. So I picked this kind of, like I said, this peachy pink sheet and the soft brown thread. All right, let's let Eleanor get back to work. All right, I hope you can hear me while Eleanor is running in the background, but I don't want to stop her from working. You know, we talked about these pillowcases that I was just going to use them as a pillowcase. And I am going to do that. But, you know, they're a great size to do this same exact thing on. You can open them up and make them a little bit bigger, but you know how cats love to lay on the back of a chair? You know, wouldn't that be just the perfect size? And another thing that you could do to keep it on there is use something like this. This is a drapery weight. I use them in my workroom all the time. And it's just a little bit of a weight. And you could literally put that, say these were your two sides. You could sew that right inside the pillowcase. And then you could machine with your home deck machine. I wouldn't put it on there with one of these on it, but you could machine quilt it and practice your quilting. You know, even if you didn't want to make, even if you don't have a pet and you don't have any kids, grandkids or children that you want to make them a play mat, even if you don't have any of that and you just want to practice your home deck machine quilting, I mean, this is a fabulous, inexpensive way for you to practice. You don't have to get out your quilting cottons. Just go get you an old sheet, just a used sheet. I mean, how many of us have like 80 pillowcases in our linen closet that, you know, have the sheet set has long since gone away, but you have those extra pillowcases. Put them to good use. It doesn't matter that they're, for practice purposes, it doesn't matter that they're not 100% cotton. Give that a try. All right, my Eleanor has finished that first line. We're ready to, I've rolled the quilt, I've basted the edges. Now I'm ready to continue on. Let me get out of basting here. And now I'm going to tell her that I want her to start quilting again. So I'm going to go over to start quilting. Actually, first of all, I'm going to go to roll quilt. And now she's saying, hey, put your needle at the last point you stitched on that last line. So that's right there, and I'm here. So I said, yes, I've done that. And now I'm going to bring her back over here to the beginning, and I'm going to mode over to start quilting, and I'm going to hit select. She's going to go where she knows she needs to start. I'm going to pull up that bobbin thread, hit continue, and she's going to sew another row for us. All right, here we are in my spare bedroom. Hopefully you all remember making or watching me make this quilt. It's gorgeous and I hate to cover it up, but like I said, I don't want to have to keep washing it because the cat sleeps on it. And you know how I feel about my pets. I love my pets. I'll do anything for them. So essentially what we've made is a matelassé. It's a fancy word for a bed covering. But that's exactly what this is. It is just a little matelassé. And now all I have to do is wash this instead of, there we go, close enough, instead of the entire quilt. And that looks nice too. And it goes well with that. All right, if you enjoyed watching this video, watching me make something a little bit different, please like, share, and subscribe, comment so I know where you're watching me from. That's so much fun. And until next time, stay quilting. Bye.